The hard part by far is manufacturing, not designing the car. There's just not really a movie about that, but the movies will always be about the sort of inventor who invented the car, and then the job is done. That's not true. That's the easy part. The hard part is manufacturing by far. It's harder to, say, reduce the cost of the car by 20% than it is to get to volume production in the first place.
So here we are in the middle of nowhere. I've had to cancel my trip to Australia because I wanted to fine-tune many parts of our amazing protein. And part of that process is coming into the middle of nowhere. It's minus 14 outside, so it's very cold for my Australian body. But we're here in a pilot plant in regards to perfecting and upgrading our protein to the next level. So part of the process creating and innovating things, and as actually Elon Musk recently said in an interview, going from research and development or a design of a car or a prototype of a car, and in our case as a prototype of a laboratory invention of a protein, and then scaling up and making it manufacturing commercially viable is thousands of times more complicated. And that is absolutely true. What works in the lab doesn't always work in the factory. Now it does in our case, but after many attempts, we've done it many times. It's very complicated, especially when you're creating a premium protein, as we are. There are no compromises. When you're creating a commodity-based protein, you're very loose. Like if it's 50% out of spec, then it's fine. But when you're creating a premium quality protein, you really only can afford a 1 or 2, maximum 3% that is out of spec. So at Nitec and our NiPro protein isolate, there is no compromise for quality, and reinventing the wheel as we are doing, there's many steps along the way, and that is also involving what we call a pilot plant, a stepping stone up until the scale. So we've already perfected the scale and the protein is perfecto, but I'm not happy with it entirely. We are never happy, and some people say I'm too much of a perfectionist, and that may be true. But when we're aiming for something that what we call is a new category of protein, I'm never happy until it blows my mind, until we hit what I like to call the wow factor. And going from laboratory into full commercial manufacturing, you do need that stepping stone, and that is in what we call a pilot plant. And a pilot plant is something in between. So as an example, in a laboratory, you can manufacture per time approximately 100 grams, per time. We have all the equipment in our in-house laboratory, all the equipment, all the dryers and everything, so you can manufacture about 100 grams per time. In the factory, the minimum we can manufacture in a commercial run, which is not a proper commercial run, but it is the minimum we can run in the factory, is 250 kilograms. So there's a big difference between 100 grams and 250 kilograms. So in this factory, this pilot factory, so it's something in between, we're manufacturing today about 20 kilograms per time. So it's a nice stepping stone in regards to going up into the commercial run. But today we're fine-tuning just a little bit of the thickness of the product. I felt the viscosity was not exactly how I wanted it. I wanted it a little bit more watery, a little bit more like dairy. So we're fine-tuning some of the processing today in the pilot plant in the middle of nowhere.